Yes. Okay, great. Annelies, maybe can you make sure that everybody gets in the room? Okay, yes. Great. Thank you. So, hi everybody, welcome. I'm very happy to see so many faces. So maybe just for the people that don't know me, my name is Femke, and I'm from Ricolto. Ricolto is one of the project partners in this European School Food for Change project. Where with this project we try to aim making school meals enjoyable and healthy for the children and the planet. And one of the three big pillars we focus on with this project is the whole school food approach. So this whole school food approach is a holistic concept where we offer pupils healthier and sustainable food choices in the long term. And a very important aspect of this whole school food approach, where we get a lot of questions on, is the school canteen, because it's a place where there are a lot of challenges we hear. So we thought maybe it's a good idea that we do a webinar on this specific topic. And we found three interesting speakers that will tell us a lot more. We hope that you all get some new inspiration, maybe some very practical tips that can help you in your city or in your school. To improve this space and make it a nice, enjoyable environment where everybody can eat together in a good way. So I will just give the floor to the first speaker, that's Joakim from Gothenburg in Sweden, where he will present some best practices on the noise cancellation in the school canteens that they did. So Joakim?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you perfectly.
Thank you. Yes, I've been invited to talk a bit about how we work with organization of meal time and attractive eating area in Gothenburg. I'm going to talk a bit about noise cancelling, but I'm also going to talk about other things we're working also as well, so you know. So yes, I'm going to try to share my screen here. No, I can't do it. I think it says that the host has...
I will make you co-hosts.
Thank you.
Yeah, now it should work.
Can you see it?
Yes, we see it.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yes. Yes. And first, a little bit about me. My name is Joakim Karlsson, and I work as a unity manager in Gothenburg, Sweden. I have the responsibility of 6 school kitchens and canteens in Gothenburg, and we serve around 1,800 lunches every day. The food is served in a buffet style, so the kids can take the food by themselves and as many times as they want. And our lunch hours is between around 10:30 to 12:30, and the lunch break is usually 20-30 minutes, where the students should have time to go to the canteen, queue, take food, sit down and eat, and maybe take more food, sit down and eat again. So they have kind of a short lunch break in the kitchen, and that's why we are working a lot with trying to make the canteen enjoyable for students regarding to many different aspects that affects the meal experience. And one of this is surely noise cancelling. I'm going to talk more about it. But when we're focusing on different aspects, we have a Swedish term that's called FAM. It's when you're planning food, it's 5 aspects of the meal model, and the model, the 5 parts are the room, the meeting, the product, the management control system, and the atmosphere. And here you have a picture of FAM that shows that it's three central parts that mainly directly affects the person who eats. It's the dish, it's the room, it's the meeting, and it's the product. And these are in the center, and outside of this is the management control, and all of this together creates the atmosphere in the room. Today I'm going to focus on how we use the model when we're planning attractive eating areas for the students in our school. But this model is actually adaptable on every meal that you eat every day. I also first want to tell you that in Gothenburg, our canteen differs a lot from one dining hall to another. Sometimes it's a very old building, and sometimes it's a new building. Sometimes the children has to eat the meal in a classroom, and sometimes in a dining hall. But there is always elements that we can use to make the student have a better meal experience. And yes, first I'm going to talk about the room, the part one of FAM, the room. The term room is adaptable on every meal you eat because the surroundings always have an impact on how you experience the meal. The room may be in a dining hall like this one on the pictures, or it may be in a classroom in between classes, or it may be an outside meal on a sunny day. In Sweden, the most of our meals are served in dining halls that is part of the school or next to the school. And the first part of the room is furnitures and furnishing and how it affects the meal. And the furnitures, they can make a lot of difference to the noise level and even help to keep down the noise in some cases. If you look at the couches on this picture down to the left, they were both because of the heights that keeps the noise down from here. Here, usually the kids come to take the food, and that's why we bought couches with high backs to keep down the noise level. And it's the same over here. We have the drinking station where they take the drinks, and that's usually where many kids hang around and they talk to each other, and it creates disturbing noises. So we buy furnitures to keep down the noise level. But if you don't have any possibility to buy new furnitures, a cheaper way to take away unwanted noise is to use these movable walls, as you can see over here. They also cost something, of course, but it's usually quite cheap and it makes a lot of difference. And maybe you don't even have to buy anything at all to put in this sound to keep down sound, because maybe you already have something in your school that you can use that looks kind of these movable walls. And about the furnitures, it's also the design and the looks of the furnitures that has an impact on the eating experience. Especially younger kids, they seem to soil chairs and tables during the eating time. It's important to clean between the seatings to keep it fresh for the next guests and the next person that's going to sit there. And some stains, they are harder to remove, and maybe the furniture needs a heavy cleaning or fresh up to make it nice again. And of course, we also have the comfortability of the chairs or the couches that impacts the meal you eat. And we also have many materials that are made of. They're made of kind of a material that also make a lot of sound when you move them, or even when you sit in them. But this is also affecting the meal experience. But a very easy way to keep down the sounds is to put these sound silencers under the chairs. If you have the luxury of buying new furnitures, always want to try to buy materials that's not so soundy, and that's really keep calming the room down. The architecture is also a very important of the room. How the architecture of a dining hall may have a big impact of the meal experience. The most important thing when we are developing architecture in dining halls, it's to have a good flow for the students. As you can see here, they go in one door, they take the food, and they go and eat. And when they have eaten, they go back another way and put the dishes, and then they go out, because we always try to have one door for entering and one door for leaving. When we have a choice, we want to do this, but many of our dining halls only has one door for both entering and leaving, and then it's very important to work with a good schedule to keep to not have too many kids in there at the same time, and to not make them bump into each other on their way in and out, because that is also a moment for them to talk more and maybe have a little argument or something, the kids. So it's very important with the scheduling. It's also important to have these food serving counters. At this school, we have 3 of them, and that's keeping down the queue time. Like I said before, we only have often 20-30 minutes lunch break, so it's very important with low queue time. And the sounds, like I talked before with the furnitures, we're working with different ways, not only the furnitures to keep down the sounds. We work with, like you see here, this sound bearers, or what do you think? I think it said sound absorbents. You can put them on the wall, or you can put them, like you see here, on the roof. Or the curtains also works as sound absorbers, and this is a very good way to keep down the sound, so it doesn't bounce back to you. Yes, and the lighting also have a great impact on the meal experience. If you maybe the room is dark and you don't see the food enough, you have to hard for looking for the food you're eating, or maybe it's the other way. You sit next to a window and it makes you, if it's gazing sun outside, you get really hot and warm. But this is also you can fix this with putting up some curtains. Yes, and the next part of FAM is the meeting. The meeting with the staff, the food, and the restaurant itself. If the guest is getting the food behind a counter, there is usually staff working there. The meal experience may be very pleasant if the staff is cheerful and happy. And at the same time, the meal experience may be ruined if the staff is not welcoming or grumpy. Maybe you have the same experience yourself sometimes with this. Usually a regular hi or hello combined with seeing the guest in the eyes is the easiest way to making a guest feel welcomed. Most people can usually think of an own experience when they went to a restaurant and the whole experience was ruined because of bad service. Or the other way around. Maybe it's the food is half okay, but really good service make it a really good, pleasant stay. And if the guest want to ask something about the food, it's important that the staff has the knowledge about what the food contains and what it is. If the staff knows the ingredients or other important information about the dish, it can make the guest trust the staff, which can contribute to a better meal experience. And sometimes the guest, or at some different circumstances, the guest may not interact with the staff because of all different reasons. Maybe they don't want to talk to the staff, or there is no staff to meet at all. In these cases, it's important to have written information about the food for the guests to try to read by themselves. It's also important that the dining hall looks fresh and clean to make it a pleasant dining experience for the guests. The third part of a big aspect in FAM is, of course, the product. I'm sure we all are aware that the food has to taste good to if you have to like it. And the combination of the dish different components is also very important. It's important to taste the whole combination of the dish to know what you serve. Sometimes you make components that's all good by themselves, but not so good when they are combined together. It's important that the food looks fresh and tasty. In some schools, we work with a serving plate, as you see here on the right. We're putting a serving plate right before you're going in and take the food. So the student can look how a proper and healthy plate should look like. And even if you put it up really good, it's attract the student of wanting to eat the dish. And of course, the smell of the food is also an important aspect. Some dishes taste very good, but doesn't smell as good, which may contribute that some guest doesn't want to eat the dish. And of course, the temperature is really important, and it's especially when serving hot food. It's very important to serve safe food, of course, but it's also because of the whole eating experience. A hot meal tastes much better when it's hot. And we have the fourth part, and it's the management control system. We all know that economic aspects are very important. We all have to follow our budgets, but even if you don't have any money at all to buy improvements, it's usually always some arrangements that possible to do with little or no costs. Just being aware of all these different aspects that may affect the meal experience makes you think in new ways and maybe find something you can improve. And yes, food safe handling, we all have guidelines that we must follow to make serve safe food. And the treatment of food, I talked about it before, like how keeping the food hot during serving. And of course, it's important with education for the staff to know how to treat different ingredients on the right way. And the logistics of the kitchen and the dining room, I showed you before the dining room, how we build with logistics to make it how it affects the meal experience. But even in the kitchen, the logistics affects the meal experience because if you have the right equipment, if you have good equipment, it makes it's easier for the chefs to work and to create good food, which may affect the end product. Happier chefs is happier, better food. And the leadership, of course. The leadership usually echoes out in the whole operation. If the manager puts a lot of effort on trying to make better eating experience, it affects the workers, which likely will follow their leader. And like I said before, the summary of all these other aspects creates the atmosphere. If the other aspects are great, it will surely create a great atmosphere for both the staff and the guests. But if some of the other aspects isn't good, it may help creating an unwanted atmosphere instead. Of course, it may surely be other aspects that affects the atmosphere as well, that isn't bound to the kitchen or the dining hall. But I'm thinking that if we're focusing on creating a great meal experience, it will surely become a great help to create a better or good atmosphere. Yes, and some ending words. I know we all have different circumstances in how to create a good meal experience, depending on town and the country. But there is always something you can do to improve something in the meal experience. A saying we often use here in Sweden is dig from where you're standing. You can take inspiration from other operations, but you have to work with what you have and from where you're standing. And at last, I want to say to you all, to do something is better than doing nothing. If you want to improve something, you have to try different solutions. If you don't dare to try, you can't improve. Well, thank you. And if any here is FAM, if you want to know some more, if you want to read more about it, I just talked a little bit about it, but it's much more to read if you're interested in how to create great meal services. Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you,
I
Joakim.
can stop sharing with you.
Yeah, very interesting. I don't know
Mm.
if there are some questions maybe from the participants in this webinar. If you have a question during the talks, you can always write it in the chats. But I don't know if there are now some questions.
I was very clear.
Yeah, looks like it. Okay, great. Thank you. Then we
Thank
will
you.
go to the next speaker, and that is Willem van Kranem from Belgium, where he will talk a bit more on the project they did on improving school canteens. Very curious. So, Willem?
Yes, good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to build further upon everything that Joakim said, actually, because apparently Sweden and Brussels is Göteborg and Brussels is kind of doing the same thing, because a lot of what he said is actually also something that we've been doing here. So I guess that's a good thing. Now I'm going to try and share my PowerPoint. Is this working or haven't?
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay, perfect. Haven't used Zoom in a long time. So yeah, okay. Yeah, my name is Willem, and together with my colleague Walter, we work for the VGC in Brussels, which is an abbreviation for the Flemish Community Commission. You're probably all wondering what that means. To explain it easily, because everybody probably knows that waffles, fries, and difficult politics is the thing of Belgium. So I'm going to easily try and explain what it is. It's a kind of a satellite government of the Flemish one, but in Brussels. And we protect and try to develop the Dutch-speaking part in Brussels. And it's all linked with like personal bound things like youth, sport, education. So we're not going to build roads or anything, but we're going to build schools, for an example. And that's exactly what my colleague and I do. We subsidize the new buildings, but also renovations for energy, but also school canteens or teacher rooms, for example. Because if it looks better, the children and the teachers will feel better. It's a bit like what Joakim said. To come back to that is, so what we just explained, to get in the topic today, we're going to talk about school cafeterias. Since you're all here, I'm guessing that you know what a school cafeteria is, but what we understand in a school cafeteria is like it's a multifunctional room where eating, relaxation, study, and even sometimes if you have a lack of a gym room, it's like a PE room. So it all comes together here, especially in Brussels, because we don't have a lot of space. Some schools combine it, like everything has to go to the side and it becomes a gym room. And since a lot of those are very much outdated here in Brussels, the VGC as a government started to subsidize and finance a lot of cafeterias to convert them to those modern spaces that just helps with everything. So the goal of the project was like creating an attractive and healthy space for quality lunch breaks, but also for learning and just working. And especially as what Joakim said, is like promoting a pleasant and a calm atmosphere by trying to use those acoustics panels and everything around that. Which brings us to like the project call itself. Schools were able to try and get a subsidy from April 21 until August 23. And they had a max subsidy of 80,000 euros. It could even be more if there was a primary school and a secondary school that shared the cafeteria. So there's a lot of money involved in it, but some schools just said like, we only need a couple of new things. And so you have all the different levels of how much they invested, but everything changed and everybody's like really happy with it. So as I said, it's for all the Dutch speaking schools in Brussels, even if it's like regular or special education. Could also be like a music school, like every kind of education. And so what qualifies, what is able, who are able to get the couple of things that you need, like what can you get from the subsidy? Sorry. Yeah. So like beautification works, it's like painting the walls, for example. It's a small thing, but can do a lot. Or like hanging new curtains, but also interior or exterior works, like putting a new wall in between something, or even outdoors equipment, like tables to get outdoors. It's a lovely thing. If it's good weather, why not eat outside? But like also just equipment like tables, storage, serving counters, or kitchen appliances, but only the small ones, because a big kitchen costs a lot of money and that doesn't make a big change. So like sinks, soup warmers, fridges, that's all possible. And you see that every school has like different needs, like especially HVAC installations or electricity or plumbing. It's all possible here. And every school has like this different budget, like I said last time earlier. So some are really expensive, some are cheap. With some, the school don't even like put extra money in it, and it's like the full subsidy that we give them. That's like their budget, or sometimes it's very much bigger. And to give you some examples, this is actually my old school, and I used to sit there, like sitting in this old cafeteria. It was just, yeah, not really a pleasant room. Acoustics were terrible, really. And now they put a lot of green in it, but also plants, different lighting. They did a lot with it, which makes it a very calm and peaceful place for students even to work. They can even change the lighting. You can see it in the next slide, which like gives such a big difference from what it was before. This was an expensive renovation. It really was. The school also wanted to just redo it as a whole. So this is like a very impressive change, and we see that plants, nature, get it into the cafeteria, and it really gives peace to those students. Another example is like what Joakim said about acoustics. You see that they put panels in it here in St. Pauli school, but they also built houses to like give this more cozy feeling for primary school kids. And you really see that the acoustics that changed because of the houses and the panels just gave this really nice feeling. And it was one of the first projects actually that we subsidized. And we now see that a lot of schools are now following their example And this is like now we have like a couple of other schools that are now also building houses in their cafeterias because they really much liked the idea of it. And also what we did to reduce the costs for the schools is we have like this company that we also subsidize. Then the schools only have to pay for the building materials, and the people that build it are subsidized by us. So it's again a manner of keeping the costs very low for the school. And then I have like this last example for you, you guys. This park school. This is not a big change, but you see again those acoustic panels, and instead of like these big rows, you just have like the small tables now. Makes it again way much cozier. It just has a way nicer touch to it, and it doesn't change a lot, but in Brussels we have the luck that we can give those subsidies. I'm guessing it's not for everybody, so we're quite lucky with what we can change here. And I think that would be the presentation for us, I guess. Just to give a number, we have 82 school cafeterias that we subsidized. So I think we have around 20 that are ready, and there's still 60 coming in. And that might be it for me. So if you guys have questions.
Yeah, indeed. If there are questions, please just go ahead.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you said that there's 82 schools that you have subsidized, but how many schools are there? Like Flemish-speaking schools in Brussels?
For an example, the teacher's room, that was like 115 that tried to get the subsidy. Okay. So it's around, I'm guessing 150, maybe my colleague Walter. Oh, he just texted me and it says it should be around 300. So that's a big number.
Yes, and it means that the demand is big as well. Like
yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of old schools in Brussels that just haven't changed since the 50s, maybe. So yeah, there's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's a question. Thanks for the example, Willem. On the last picture, you changed big tables, large groups sitting at one table, into small tables with 4 chairs. Any reasoning behind it?
Well, first of all, it's not for us to decide what the schools want. What we do ask is that the school includes the school and the students, because it's their cafeteria, isn't it? So this is probably because the students,
the design planning, they include the children, right?
Yeah, absolutely, okay. Absolutely. So I'm guessing that's also an acoustics thing, because a very big table with a lot of children, that's ear deafening, isn't it? So yeah, it's something that the school decided, and as far as I know, it's a good change.
Thank you.
Maybe one thing to add, because I also visited one of the schools you put in your presentation, and just a very small thing that you can also do without budget is naming the canteen, a very nice name. I don't remember what the name was. Maybe you know, Willem, but it was something completely different, and it was very cool to say, we are going to the place where you eat, but it was a different name, and I thought it was a nice idea. Some other questions? No? Okay. Thank you, Willem. Very interesting to see also the very concrete examples on the pictures, the before and afters. It's yeah, it's very nice.
You can also, if you want some more interesting renovations, we're posting the before and afters on our website. So
Okay.
if you want some new examples or something that you might say, oh, this might be interesting, it should be all there.
Okay, great. Can you maybe post a link in the chat?
Yes, I will.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, then we will go to the next speaker, our last speaker, and that's Anton from Tallinn. And he will present some good practices of the school he works in. So Anton, over to you.
Yes. Hello from me as well, from Estonia. And I would say that I feel like I've prepared a little bit different material than than you were waiting for me. But do you see my screen at the moment? No?
We can't see it now, no.
Okay, that's free. I think that now
Yes.
you should see it. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
So I have worked for 3 years. I worked for Mahtra school, and canteen was I started to do with the canteen because I used to be a school caterer. So when I was school caterer, I started to include all the students in the process because we didn't have any money, so we didn't have Willem. And we tried to do everything by ourselves. And when I went to this last position that I'm in, school development manager, so changes are like my thing to do. And I can see it again. Let me just go to the next screen. So who I am, I have 13 years of experience in catering. Then I was educational change manager, and now I'm a headmaster of Tallinn Mahtra Hobby School. It's the biggest school in Estonia, hobby school in Estonia. We have around 2,000 and 2,200 students in our school. And one of the main reasons why I got this offering for this position was because the work that I'm going to present you is inclusive education, which is essential in hobby schools. So my presentation is done a little bit for a younger audience, but I think that you will find it quite simple. So when I implement changes, I usually use Versa model for implementing changes. And so it focuses on 5 different aspects of this change making. I already told about this. This one as well. Yeah, so I skip forward to this change making. So who needs changes? Students need changes, teachers need changes, community needs changes, educational institutions need changes. And at least our government wants changes and municipality wants changes. So everyone wants changes that include more of a democratic process in the change making. So this is why the Versa model. So where we start? Usually we start by Versa model is focuses on 5 different aspects. It is vision, skills, motivation, resources, and action planning. So in every change that we want to make in school, we find out if it's necessary to make the changes. Then we try to get different groups of people involved in this change. For instance, in this cafeteria renovation process, we had 3 main partners. It was teachers, students, and of course, through this something like William, the financing organization that gives money to make more green the environment, and in this case it was green energy. So we had to make some walls that explain how energy in Europe is produced, and different methods starting from atomic energy to see called different kinds of turbines that you can use to produce electricity. So let me just see. So I will be talking a little bit about Mahtra school, and you can see here our logo when we came to this school, and how it has been evolving for 3 years, and to be more like innovative, and show our processes through more comfortable design for children, I would say that. So the vision, actually in this part I wanted to tell you about how it all started. Actually, it also our job in the Mahtra school started also with a small piece of paper. It actually started in canteen when we sat down with Edgar Rodichenko, who is now the principal of the Mahtra school. At that time, he was he was a teacher in other schools. So we sat down and thought about the vision what we want to have in our school in the future. And the most that we focused on was inclusive education. So at this picture, you can see that most of the things are done by students, and we just gave them opportunity to dream. So and they told me what they wanted to achieve, and have a big dream, like I said. Then the action plan. So you can see in the middle here is the action plan where what we started to do. We had 16 different categories. I will share you the presentation as well in the end. But at first we had 16 different categories that we wanted to impact in the school. So the canteen was actually one of two, because first of all, canteen, everyone likes eating, and eating is like, it forms a group, like everyone who likes rice and everyone who likes Italian food or pasta, they form a little group, so you can get them together to actively participate, for instance, in menu feedbacking or just to make some kind of designs for this school cafeteria. There's little the two photos on the left is before and after. I couldn't make them bigger ones, but because we needed space for this presentation. But so before it was like yellow and usual, then we made ceilings and everything, and the walls made black that you can draw on. So we had Tallinn city panorama drawn to this black board. And on the right side, the lower photo, you can see how we just work together to make those, put all those things on the paper. Now, of course, it's a little bit, it's a development plan of the school, so it's a quite big instrument, and we still work on it. So, for instance, when I was talking to the kids, the main point for me is that you don't have to have skills to make changes, to implement changes. There are a lot of instruments that you can use, and for this for this presentation, I just I love Instagram. You know, everyone likes to click at beautiful pictures and save the pins on their canvas. So another instrument that we use, which is really easy for children to communicate with children, is business model canvas. Of course, it's again, it's registered, but you have to pay for it. But usually we just make some kind of event that you can participate in and think of the key resources and how what will the change affect and what finances should we have and how to involve more people in the process. And of course, my personal favorite is this model. So this is really easy for. It's been around since 60s, but we still use it because it's very basic. So you can find different ways to communicate with children, with teachers, to almost with everyone, just to knowing what they are, what kind of a person you see in them. So communication gets a lot more easier. And of course, for children, we say that look at the 21st century skills and develop your skills in this area. So the motivation part is, of course, for children. Work together, have fun, share your success. This usually works very well. We provide, for instance, we have this Instagram site on our Instagram school site. We have Facebook site. We have a lot of different places when we can send our children afterwards to get this, to tell about their success story and just to get the motivation up. So once they get one project done, they are already thinking about next one, and usually the next one is a lot bigger. So and of course, it is very important to have the resources. So we work with teachers, different organization. Of course, as we talked about, school catering company is a really big supporter of our projects. Mainly if it's something that brings children together with the cafeteria. So usually we had this system that we have also the buffet system, and usually in this case there are some disadvantages because chefs, not every chef communicates with children, and there's in the end of the breaks there are sometimes this food out of food for some ingredients are missing or something, and this all makes brings up some tensions between children and cafeteria. So this is through our projects we can bring them together, and so children see that our feedback works, and on the other hand, cafeteria sees that our children are quite interested in making this process a little bit better and invest their time to make canteen a little bit more beautiful. So what's the secret behind Better Tomorrow? It's a clear vision, action, and collaboration. So main thing is in this I think in this auditorium I would say that collaboration is essential. We see the lot of possibilities to use different financing systems, because we actually don't have this possibility to like William told, that school can just make some project and get money from municipality. We have to figure out different ways in how our project impacts main not problems, but main goals of our society. For instance, at the moment, it's mental health. It's, for instance, digitally making us more smarter, and of course, green energy. So in these cases, for instance, we got financing from local green energy development agency because for new sorting bases for not trash, but not trash sorting stations. So, and for instance, our one of our goals is also that children will find a job after finishing school. So this is a good possibility to make them to practice a little bit and get job experience. So we got a little bit financing from in Estonia it's called Töötukassa. It's the agency that brings people who lost their jobs back to the workforce. So they finance us by 2,000 euros. We could pay 8 children for 11 days, for 14 days of job that we made this change in cafeteria with using them. So thank you for your patience, and of course, yeah, little bit. I was expecting a little bit different approach, but different people, but children. But yeah.
Thank you, Anton. And sorry if it was not very clear who the participants were, but it was very great, I think. Maybe one more question from me. Was it difficult to convince the teachers to do this together?
Actually, it wasn't. It's if something shapes up. We didn't start with a big project. We started with making a lot of small steps, and when we were ready for a leap, they were all just happy to help, and of course the most the hardest part was getting the children together. If they just during the summertime, we started it to do it on 1st of July, and we finished on it was 18th, and the weather outside was great, so it was quite hard to get them all to come together for this minimal fee for 1 hour, And of course, you have to understand that they are not professionals, and you have to look at every step that they make, and it's quite a lot of explaining and doing. So even if it's a basic thing that just coloring the walls, you just have to go through every step with them, and that maybe come back at some points when you see that they are not doing that good of a job. But in the end, it worked out well, and I think that for us, it wasn't the small things that we noticed, but the whole picture. So if you take a closer look, you see that everything is done. Like if you order a building company, you expect 100%, but when you take in children to make quite hard work, so then you just expect 80% and hope that in next project they will get 81%, 82%. And sometime when they go to 100%, they are ready to get a job at the professional company.
Okay. Are there some other questions?
Maybe for one more thing, that in the future process, as a headmaster of Tallinn Tondiraba school, we are now trying to put together some kind of inclusive education program, and so that will let all the that will focus on children getting more done in the school. So I think that on the next on 26th year we will be applying as well. So you have my contacts there. So if you're interested, we can talk how we can do something together. So
okay, great. Okay, if there are no other questions, I would like to thank the speakers again for your time. Okay, I see in the chat that someone is asking a question. Maybe we should do that first before we finish. Have you think on promoting regenerative farming in the school to provide some food and farming literacy, and maybe also foods for the students? Good question.
Yeah, we have farming system. We actually this year we are testing we have greenhouse as well. So we have, for instance, strawberries growing inside and outside, and the children are looking at the process, which one get and how much is the difference between them getting red in the greenhouse or outside. So we have every student from 1st to 6th grade goes at some point to farming. And of course, we have these farmers visits as well. So we haven't had a chance to get the partner for farming visits that will take us in at every moment, because in Estonia it's a quite hard job, they're quite cold, and farming season isn't in the farmers do a lot of work during when we are still in school, and the moment when we could go, it's it's a little bit harder to get to invitation to go to them.
Okay, great. Okay, I see that some people are already leaving. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. I hope it was inspiring and interesting. Yeah, if you have more questions on this topic on the whole school food approach, you can also always reach Ricolto. And yeah, we will send you the recording. So if you know some other schools maybe that are interested in this, you can always share this recording. Okay.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
I will put a public link in this chat at the moment, and maybe it is possible to share it.
Yeah, perfect.
With the guests.
Great. Okay. Thank you all, and have a nice day.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.